go to space with the air like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go! Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high, it bring me down. Can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high, it bring me down. Can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go! Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high, it bring me down. Can't none. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Come on.
Tune in to HBCU Delaware Talks.
What's going on HBCU schools? I like what Delaware State is doing, but what direction are you going? Where are you going right now as far as some of your programs and what you have to offer?
Well, what's exciting about what's happening at Delaware State right now is that we have some outstanding science programs. Just today,
Is that right?
NASA just announced 10 universities that will receive a $5 million grant to work on STEM, and Delaware State was part of that process, and it's something that is consistent with what we have on campus. If you come on campus, you'll see a brand new science building that's going up.
Yes.
State-of-the-art facility, it's $18 million facility, and it aligns perfectly with what we've been talking about in terms of elevating our programs and making sure that we have programs that are relevant and also competitive, and we're being responsive to the community in terms of creating an opportunity for underrepresented students to go into the STEM disciplines, and that's something that we take a great deal of pride in.
So I see that Delaware State we have a campus on Welcome back. Thank you for joining into HBCU Delaware Talks, and of course we talk about the historically black colleges and universities and how we can promote the schools or the universities here in Wilmington. If we can impact Wilmington, Delaware with the HBCU schools, maybe we could then get our kids to begin to reach out and just go to school. Not just the HBCU, any college. College is good, and it's a fun time and it's a good time, and you'll meet a lot of friends, lifetime friends, when you go to college. I have 3 more guests on the show who are going to be incoming freshmen, just recently graduated from high school, and on their way to HBCU school. I'm excited. You have to be excited about going to college. So let me introduce, I have on here coming from Howard Career Center or Howard High School of Technology. It changed, it used to be Howard, then it was Howard High School, then it was Howard Career Center, now it's Howard High School of Technology. Okay, I have with me Jerry Strickland.
Yes.
I also have Brittany Newman Wright, and I also have Latanya. Can you pronounce your name for me, please? Latanya Austin. And they're going away to college for the first time. So we really, what I would like to see is that you all tell me how you feel about going away. Sometimes there's anxiety, sometimes there's anxious, sometimes you don't know what to expect, but trust me, you are going to have a lot of fun. And what I appreciate is that we have alumni, we have a current student, we have an old head alumni, and then we have the new students. So this is awesome, you know what I mean? So that's like generations. And I think it's awesome for the community to know that you're going away to college and you're stepping out on faith. So I thank God for you. Welcome to the show. Jerry, hi.
Hi.
You went to, what did you study at Howard High School?
I was in the legal administrative assisting program.
And what do you plan on studying when you go to, what school are you going to, first of all?
I'm going to Hampton University.
Woo-hoo. Hampton University, the Pirates. Heard about them. But it's all good. That's awesome. So you're going to Hampton?
Yes.
Hampton's a beautiful school, beautiful campus. They have one of the premier presidents of all HBCU schools. All of them are good. He's one of the, he's the top from what I hear. You know, I haven't done the research, but I hear a lot about, is it Dr. Harvey? What's his name? Do you know? Yeah, you will.
I'll know it when I get there.
Yes. So, what do you plan on studying at Hampton?
Psychology, behaviors, and disorders.
Really?
Yes.
So you plan on going on to get your master's, your doctoral degree?
My doctor's. But I'm double
I will give you a high
majoring.
five. I can't reach over. Microphone might come off. But that's awesome. How about you, Brittany? Brittany Newman, right? Look. How are you? Welcome to the show.
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You do look like your mom. Sorry. So you're going, what school are you going to?
Clark Atlanta University.
Clark was one of my choices to go to college. Atlanta University, that's very nice. It's Clark, Atlanta, Clark, Spelman.
And Morehouse.
Morehouse. It used to be a Morris Brown as well. Did it close? I'm not sure that it closed, but they were all the same, Atlanta University. So tell me, what high school did you graduate from?
Howard High School.
Howard. Awesome. And what was your field when you were at Howard?
Legal administrative assistant.
Really? And you're going away to Clark. So what do you plan on majoring in?
Psychology.
Psychology? Awesome. And Latanya?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
And what high school did you graduate from?
Howard High School.
Howard as well.
Technology.
What school are you going to?
I'm going to Delaware State University.
Delaware State. Awesome. Homeschool.
Yes,
What do you
yes.
plan on majoring in?
Pre-nursing, registered nursing.
Nice. See, Wilmington. See, this is why I get excited, because we have students that want to go and further their education. In light of the crime that they say that's happening, I can't tell. I just think that we're having a great time on the show, and you're going to be very happy. Like you're smiling now. Once you get to college, you are going to have such a great time. Delaware State, very good school, right down the road. A lot of people, they take the SEED scholarships, and they're not talking about historically black colleges and universities. A lot of people are going away to, they take the SEED and go to Del Tech, which is good for 2 years. I think but when you start off as a freshman and you go away, you're going to grow in leaps and bounds. Brakita, what kind of advice can you give to these young ladies that are going away to college for the very first time?
For the very first time, eating a calf. No. Just stay focused. Make sure you have a buddy, whoever your roommate may be, or maybe someone down the hall, or maybe you find out who's there from Delaware that you well, you're at home, so you'll be okay. But, just find a buddy or someone, don't go off of the campus without one of your friends or a buddy. Don't go out without letting someone know where you're going. Go out in groups as always. And that was something that we were taught when I went to school, when I went to Norfolk State. Go in groups. Okay, and just enjoy life and enjoy your time there, because that is a one-time experience. But continue to focus on your education, because that's very important. That's the number one reason why you're down there, and that's why your parents are, doing everything that they can to get you there. So it's fun, but you got to stay focused too. Okay.
Yeah.
What I would like to see happen is once we can, with the HBCU Delaware Coalition Incorporated, if I can get alumni chapters to just join and just fall under, especially in our community, especially in our city, to, I'm not saying stop being an alumni member of your chapter, not at all, because I'm a Norfolk State alumni. In fact, I'm a Norfolk State alumni chapter president. And one of the things that HBCU Delaware Coalition came from was Norfolk State. So I just would like to see that we can work together to help you all out, because sometimes when you're away at college, you get hungry. And if we can all work together and just flutter some money into the HBCU Delaware Coalition into an account, we could just pull money out to help any student. It may not be a scholarship. You may have scholarships. But sometimes that student just may be in need of money to wash his or her clothes. Maybe they may be hungry, because, now they have the Chick-fil-A's on campus.
Right.
How rude. They have Chick-fil-A's on campus now. And sometimes the other student, that student, you may have your card, right? It comes out of your meal card, I understand. So someone may not have that, So we want to send money to help every student from Wilmington, Delaware, or from Delaware, period, to help every student, not just students that may go to Norfolk State University. You understand? What advice can you give incoming freshmen? You're a sophomore.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I can give you guys advice on do your work. Do not fall behind. That is something that you should not do. Even try to plan, if you're a good planner, try to plan the weekend so that you can have it all out, and then start your work early. Make sure you meet with your professors so that they know your face. Get them to know your face, please, because they will help you. They'll tell you about money. They'll tell you about everything. So get them to know your face and just plan and stay focused. But also meet people in your major, because you guys can study together, get a study group, and that'll be really good. But just study and plan and have fun.
As far as going away to Atlanta, that's a long way.
Oh yeah.
And you'll get the same experience at Del State as you would at Atlanta. At any HBCU or historically black college or university, you're going to get a phenomenal experience, and you're going to love it. At Hampton, you may not even come back to Wilmington. You just may say, you know what, I love the Tidewater area in Virginia, because it's a beautiful, Hampton has a beautiful, in fact, I have all your colors. They have a beautiful campus. I wish I could do it over. Right. But you're going to have such a great time. Are you anxious about anything? Talk to me.
I'm just anxious about going so far away. That's 13 hours.
13 hours? Listen, when I first went away to Norfolk State, we had trailways, and I caught the trailway from off of West 4th Street. Right down on 4th Street. And Norfolk is 4.5 hours tops. Well, I went on trailways with my big Foot Locker, and I was there. It took me I think it took 11 hours to get to Norfolk on the bus, because it stops in all those small towns going 13. It's a little different now because they have Route 1. But just you're talking about the travel so far away. What about you at going to Del State? Are you anxious about anything?
I'm just anxious to start a new life, start a new
life,
beginnings.
okay. Wow, you're going to love it. How about you going to Hampton? Anxious? Any anxieties or any? What are you anxious about?
Honestly, I don't have any.
No, not yet. You're gonna love it. Do you ever hear about pledging or sororities?
Yes.
Look at this.
Yes.
So do you plan or intend pledging? I'm telling you, that's a part of the college life. For the Greek life is good. Do you plan on pledging?
Yes, I do.
I want to hear all about it.
I plan on pledging AKA.
AKA.
Yes. I
Do you hear this, AKAs? So you recruit recruit her.
Yes, please.
AK, really?
Recruit me.
Why is that?
Because I've been watching them for a long time, since my freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
Not just because of the stepping, but what they do in the community, the volunteer work, and what they stand for. They're really the bomb. I love them.
Were you a part of the debutantes?
No, I was not.
Okay, I think was that the AK's the debutantes, right? I believe they have the debutante ball. Yeah, I believe that's right. And I think the Deltas they have a Jabberwock, I believe.
Yeah, they have Jabberwocks.
Do you plan on pledging? What? Emily?
I'm thinking about Delta.
Delta? You know any Deltas?
Yes.
Ooh.
Miss Hayes.
Yeah, she is a
She
Delta.
can't
That's
stand
right.
AKAs.
And I think Mr. Hayes, thank you, Ms. Hayes, for allowing the students to come on. Thank you very much for all that you do. And I think that Ms. Hayes is a Kappa. Yeah, that's good. And you plan on pledging as well?
Yes.
Really? And what sorority?
AKA.
AKA.
That's right.
This is tickling me. How about you? Are you going to pledge?
No.
You're not pledging. Is there a reason as to why? What can you tell me about pledging? Why you will not pledge?
I won't pledge because I just don't feel like the Greek life is for me.
Mhm.
So I'm not in on it. Because you can actually get like community service outside of Greek life.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm in the Student Government Association and what's the other one? Oh, I can't remember the other one. But I'm in like 2 organizations, and I'm the secretary for the student government, and I'm the secretary for something else. And both of them, you do volunteering. So it's like volunteering you can do on your own. You don't have to do that.
That's interesting that you said I was a part of the SGA. In fact,
Oh,
I
yeah,
was the associate director of public relations. And I remember the first time I had to introduce our president to the university, Harrison B. Wilson, or Dr. Harrison B. Wilson. I was so nervous. I looked out and I saw all these people. And I said, I closed my eyes and introduced him. But it was a great time because understand, you're going to make mistakes. Understand that you get used to speaking in public. If you're shy, a little bashful right now, that's going to change in college. And it's all a learning experience. And when I say learning, like learning is a biological change in behavior. So one of the things that you're going to do, you're going to learn a lot of things. You're going to meet a whole lot of people. And then you're going to go back to your homecomings and your parents are going to say to you, well, what happened to you? You know, and then you're just going to grow up overnight. Tell me what it's like when did you live in a dorm or do you live in a dorm? Tell me about the
Yes.
dorm life.
The dorm life, well, I lived in Towers, and
You
it
li-
was like,
The towers.
it was all girls side, all boys side, and you had the bathroom was like in the center of the hallway in the shower room, so you had to share a bathroom and everything. A lot of girls are not as clean as you are, so you had to get used to that. Like that's nasty, but it was really fun. I didn't have a roommate, so my roommate never
really?
came, so I had the whole room by myself.
Nice.
Fix it up, look good, woo. But I don't have the experience of having a roommate. I don't know what it's like.
Wow, she didn't have a roommate. I had 5.
I had 3.
I lived in the new men's dorm. Tell me about yours, Brigida.
I had 3. We lived I lived in the Towers as well on the north side. We didn't we had all girls. North and south was girls. We didn't have co-ed dorms at that time. So but my experience sometimes back then they didn't have all the cell phones, so we had to share a phone in the room, and then sometimes your roommate would use the phone, call home, so both of y'all would have a high bill, so then y'all would not get along, so that happened. But my experience in the dorms, it was fun, because sometimes we would take the roller skates and skate in the hallway. If we knew it was a skating party that Friday, we would skate in the hallway on Thursday. You know, we would just have fun in the dorms. The dorm life is fun, you know what I mean? And if you have good RAs and you just know how you like to live, and you keep yourself that way, you keep your room that way, you'll be fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you have to be upfront with your roommates too. If you don't like something, you have to tell them.
So, yeah, you have to be open-minded. You have to, because believe it or not, everyone's unique. Everyone's different. There are going to be people that are not like you. There are going to be people that don't like you. But that's not the reason as to why you're there. There are going to be instructors that you don't like. There are going to be instructors that don't like you, but you can't get off the point why you are there, because you need stumbling blocks in order for you to grow. And don't look at failure as you fail. Failure is an opportunity for you to grow. So study hard, okay? Play hard. Don't get out there and do drugs or anything, because I'm telling you right now, that's in college. It's a lot of that going on. But it's choices that we make, you know. So just make the right choice. Always stay in contact with your parents. And not always, Mom, I'm calling you because I need money. They know that. Trust me on that. So you don't want them to start believing that. Well, the only reason they call it because they need money. They can't call me and tell me I love you or anything. They just want money. But that's fine. But stay in contact with your parents. Stay in contact with Miss Hayes. Let us know what your progress is, because after you're on this show and you go away to school, when you come home for Christmas, I'm gonna say, can you come on the show, please? So I definitely want you to come back on so I can see the growth and see what you're doing. And then you can share what you go through with the next student that's going to go on. Is there any advice you can give them about night courses?
I didn't have any night.
You didn't have any night courses?
No.
Brigitte, did you have any night courses?
I had night courses. They weren't as bad as the day courses. A lot of the night courses, there were people that were working and taking those courses. They were fine. It wasn't that bad, but you know, it was your choice. It was whatever you chose.
What's a good amount of hours to take per semester? Because I one time I was taking 15 hours. And 18, first I started taking 18 hours. Not too hard for me, but that's not too hard for everyone. I ended up taking 12 hours. Took me 4.5 years, 5 years to get out. See, it was a blur a little bit, because 4.5 to 5 years, that's what it took. A lot of people take that load. But my advice to you is not to take a load that's going to make you stress out. Mm-hmm. You know, take a load that you can handle, but make sure that your hours of study are going to, you know, you're going to put the hours of study into each class. What about studying at college? Talk to me. Talk to the young ladies.
Oh wait, you asked me about the hours of credits. I took 16 hours each semester, and I ended up with 32. So I think our minimum was 15. Mm-hmm. You can't go below 15 or you're not like. Mm-mm. So I took 16, and 16 was good for me. I think this upcoming year I'm going to take 18 because I'm changing my major, and I did think 16 was a little slacking because I had a lot of time. Each day I ended around 12 or 12:30. And then you study, then you hang out, but you still have time. So it's like, okay, I could take up more classes. So I think 16 is good though for like people to start out with. It's good. And studying, you just have to study. I say each class that you have, study 2 hours, because you're really going to need to know your work. Like, it's not like high school. You know, in high school, like Howard, you had the iPad. You could just like, screenshot, get by. But college, you got to study because they really want you to know your work. And the way they word things is completely different. Oh, no. They can give you a study guide, and the test, it will be worded different. Everything will be different. And they'll be like, well, we told you to study this, but you have to study everything. So that's how.
So what I hear you saying, there's a lot of challenges that you're going to experience. There's a lot of times you're going to break by going away to school. There's a lot of people that you're going to meet. Do you have any thing that you would like to say regarding your transition from high school to college? Are you ready?
I am ready. I think I have a wide mindset on going to college. Like, I have big plans for Hampton University when I get there.
Awesome.
So.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah.
How about, do you have?
I'm ready. I just got to get into the mindset of leaving my family and friends and actually having to, like, get down to business and what I need to do.
Well, you're going to get over that really fast in Atlanta. Trust me on that. But then you probably have family that'll be down there. So you have a great family, so you're going to be fine. How about you?
I am ready. I'm ready to grow up. Stop being a little girl. So this will definitely give me a chance to be on my own and not always calling on grandma or mom, and just really doing for myself.
I'm excited for you. I thank God for you. I pray that you'll do well. When you get to that struggle, persevere, fight through it. Everything's not going to be easy. If it was easy, everybody can get it, right? So you're going to struggle. So just persevere and stay focused. Keep your eye on the reason as to why you're going to college, because trust me, there's going to be a lot of distractions. You might have a roommate that is okay as far as class, but at night they just want to party and you can't study. What would you do? See what I mean? So you have to begin to, be who you are, talk to people, be nice, because some people, they just don't get it when you say things to them the first time. Any advice that you want to give to the young ladies that are going away?
Just remember your background, where you came from, how your parents raised you. That's the most important thing, because no matter what's around you, who's around you, who you're hanging around, you'll go back to, my mom didn't raise me like that. My dad didn't teach me that. I didn't learn that in the church. Do you get what I mean? So it's okay to hang out. It's okay to go to parties, but just your boundaries and your limits, and you know how you grew up, and you're going to keep that, because you want to make, first of all, you want to make yourself proud, and then you want to make your parents proud. Okay, so I don't know if this is the first time for any of you ever, the first one in your family ever to go to school. So you want to leave a legacy. You get what I mean? So you're going to go down there and you're going to persevere, and you're going to show everybody, yeah, I graduated from high school, I went to college, now I'm a successful psychologist or psychiatrist. I have my own practice. I'm a nurse, and I have I concentrated in pediatrics. I went to school for biology. Now I'm going to get my BS in for pediatrics. It's things like that. And when you get that in your mind and you know what you're focusing, what you want, there's no stopping you, especially if you have a foundation, a strong family foundation. So girls, just stay focused and trust in God. And when you find yourself in any situation that you don't feel comfortable, you begin to pray, because know that your parents are home praying when you're away. So always know that, okay?
Awesome. And before we sign off, I just want to let you, the community, know that Delaware chapter of Spelman, I believe, they're having a college tour. It's an HBCU college experience, and it starts on October 21st to the 25th. And it's going to Dillard College, Xavier, Southern University, Jackson State, Tougaloo College, Morehouse, Clark Atlanta, Spelman. So thank you for tuning in to HBCU. I thank God for you, and I thank God for allowing us to share what we have to you, to the community. Thank you, and see you next month.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space.